Stop lying to yourself. More accounts are not more connection. They are more fragmentation. You call it expansion. Your brain calls it overload, and it is getting tired. You think being everywhere protects you. You think visibility equals security. You fear being forgotten, so you keep signing up. Another app, another persona. The myth sounds convincing. If you are on every platform, you cannot miss anything important. You cannot lose relevance. You cannot disappear. At least that is the promise. But the fear of missing out grows. Because now there is more to miss. More feeds to monitor. More trends to follow. More conversations to track. More versions of you to maintain. Digital sprawl feels ambitious. It feels strategic. It looks productive from the outside. Notifications keep buzzing. Messages keep stacking. Engagement keeps flickering, yet depth quietly declines. Replies become faster. Conversations become shorter. Emotions become simplified. You skim through people. You scroll past meaning. Trying to be everywhere creates psychological invisibility. Your attention never settles. Your focus keeps shifting. Your mind cannot anchor. Your presence dissolves. Each platform demands a tone. Professional in one space, playful in another, provocative somewhere else, careful in private circles, confident in public threads. You switch masks constantly. It feels adaptive at first. It even feels empowering. But cohesion weakens. Identity stretches thin. Continuity begins to crack. You no longer ask what you believe. You ask what will perform. You measure thoughts by reactions. You edit before expressing. You filter before sharing. You calculate before feeling. Experience becomes content material. A meal becomes a post. A conversation becomes a caption. A quiet moment becomes a story. You frame life for audiences. Instead of living it fully, you sit at dinner with friends. Half of you is present. Half is observing for documentation. Is this aesthetic enough? Will this get attention? Should I post this now? The erosion of authentic reality happens gradually. You replay moments online, but forget how they felt. You chase reactions, but lose immersion. One day you notice the gap. Your digital life looks vibrant. Your real life feels muted. Online you are energized. Offline you are drained. The contrast unsettles you. Fractured identities complicate relationships. Different groups know different versions. Your co-workers see ambition. Your followers see charisma. Your close friends see fragments. You feel divided between them. Real vulnerability becomes harder. You were used to editing, used to filters, used to retakes. Real conversations offer none. Only raw presence. Self-reflection requires silence. Multiple accounts destroy silence. There is always something new. Another notification, another comment, another comparison. When identity spreads across algorithms, it loses cohesion. Each platform rewards different traits. Confidence here, humor there, outrage somewhere else. You begin adapting unconsciously. What gets rewarded expands. What gets ignored shrinks. Your authentic impulses fade. Your optimized behavior grows. You adjust without noticing. External validation multiplies. So does dependency. You refresh constantly. You analyze engagement. You monitor impressions. You chase metrics. Internal dialogue weakens. External noise intensifies. Instead of asking what feels true, you ask what feels popular. Approval replaces authenticity. Performance replaces presence. Popularity can increase isolation. You are seen by many, understood by few. Numbers climb upward. Intimacy stays shallow. Loneliness grows quietly. Decision fatigue creeps in daily. Where should this thought belong? Which audience fits this story? Is this too personal here? Too serious there? Too simple somewhere else? Tiny decisions accumulate. Each one costs energy. Each one demands attention. Cognitive load increases. Mental clarity decreases. Fatigue becomes normal. Your nervous system stays alert, even when you rest. There might be something new, something urgent, something requiring response. Peace feels conditional. Every new account promises opportunity, new reach, new growth, new influence, new relevance, new pressure. Maintenance multiplies quietly. More inboxes, more messages, more updates, more analytics, more analytics. You tell yourself it is necessary. Everyone else is expanding. Everyone else is visible. Everyone else is everywhere. So you follow. Even as you fragment. The myth of comprehensive connection hides a brutal paradox. Being everywhere does not mean belonging. It often means scattering. It often means dilution. It often means exhaustion. Your brain was not designed for constant persona management. It evolved for coherent identity, for stable narratives, for integrated self-perception, not algorithmic fragmentation. When identity becomes modular, stability weakens. Self-image shifts daily. Feedback contradicts itself. One audience applauds, another ignores completely. You recalibrate constantly. Confidence rises here. Doubt rises there. Silence unsettles you. Criticism magnifies. Your equilibrium destabilizes. External applause silences introspection. You do not sit with discomfort. You distract with posting. You scroll to avoid reflection. You engage to escape silence. You postpone inner questions. Digital popularity feels powerful, yet isolation intensifies. You manage perception constantly. You protect image carefully. You reveal selectively. You hide vulnerability strategically. Real-world interactions feel slower. There are no visible counters, no public applause, no instant validation, just human complexity and emotional nuance. Your attention twitches in conversation. You anticipate notifications. You check devices subtly. You multitask mentally. You drift mid-sentence. You miss emotional cues. The paradox deepens. You wanted connection. You engineered visibility. You sacrificed depth. You gained followers. You lost stillness. Fragmented self-reflection becomes normal. Which feedback defines you? Which platform shows the real you? Which persona feels authentic? The mirror becomes distorted. Clarity feels distant. You optimize your presence daily. You tweak bios. You refine captions. You adjust tone. You track growth. You manage impressions. In the process, silence feels dangerous. Stillness feels unproductive. Absence feels risky. You fear irrelevance. You fear invisibility. But expansion without integration fractures the psyche. Visibility without depth isolates you. Validation without reflection destabilizes you. Volume without meaning exhausts you. Fragmentation without awareness breaks you. Consolidation feels terrifying. What if engagement drops? What if reach shrinks? What if fewer people respond? What if you is louder? What if you disappear? Yet integration brings relief. Fewer platforms. Fewer masks. Fewer tone shifts. Fewer competing narratives. More internal alignment. When presence narrows, depth expands. Conversations lengthen. Trust strengthens. Reflection deepens. Anxiety decreases. You do not need omnipresence. You need coherence. You do not need 12 personas. You need one integrated self. You do not need constant performance. You need sustainable identity. The digital paradox is simple. More accounts promise expansion. They often deliver fragmentation. More audiences promise validation. They often create dependency. More visibility promises connection. Connection grows through focus, through attention, through consistency, through vulnerability, through depth, through coherence. If your mind feels scattered, it is not weakness. It is overload. You tried to be everywhere. You forgot to be grounded. You forgot to be whole. You do not need a reset. You need integration. You need limits. You need intention. You need authenticity. You need one stable narrative. Stop expanding endlessly. Start consolidating consciously. Because your psyche cannot spin infinite digital plates forever. Eventually something falls. Make sure it is not you.